Hi Best Buds, it's Cathy with Cathy's Garden, and I'm so happy that you've joined me today. Today is the day that we're going to put a closure on our envelope traveler's journal. Now, if you're not taking a trip anywhere, you can still use it for your memories, maybe throughout the summer months. Maybe you went to the botanical garden and you want to put the brochure inside, or maybe you have pictures from the children's day camp. I think that's what we used to call it. Anyway, whatever you use it for, it is full of pockets and tuck spots that you can add your own special things to for your memory keeping type of journal. So if you missed the first part that we got to this stage right here, then I will link that video at the end of this video. You click it right on, click it, and it will take you to the first one, how we got to this spot right here. So I've got lots of things right here, and let's look inside because I did add some items inside. I added some tags, I added a little bit of lace, some decoration, so let's look. Now this outside paper, all the map paper, is from digitalcollageclub.com. It is a subscription site, and it flips open just like this, and then one more time and one more time. Now all of the ephemera, the removable ephemera, the belly bands, they're from chapter 1 papers. So right here we have a pocket. So I thought about putting a signature type of paper in, but then I thought there's so many tuck spots and pockets that I've made little booklets to go inside. So this is one of those little booklets, and it's coffee dyed paper, it's hand stitched, and then it's decorated with some chapter 1 papers. And I've got a little tab right there, and it fits in the first little pocket. I did decorate with a little bit of lace just to finish it off a little bit. I've got a belly band here with another tag from chapter 1 papers. Like I said, all the ephemera is from chapter 1 papers. We have our window envelope here with a little bit of lace at the bottom. It flips. Right here you can see that I did take it to my machine and I stitched it, because this envelope, the pocket here, would go all the way through to the pocket over here. So it would, I could touch my fingers, and I didn't want anything to get caught right there in the fold, so I decided to stitch with my machine. On the windowed envelope, you can journal on this side, and then on this side we made it into a pocket tuck spot with a couple more pieces of ephemera, a little bit more lace, another pocket here with a flip book. So we've got a flip book here, so lots of journaling space, and also another tag. Then over here we have a belly band with 2 pieces of ephemera and a fancy little paper clip, so that maybe if you have something small that you're saving, you could clip it underneath the paper clip. Now if you have tickets or anything like that, you could place it into our accordion pocket made with a glassine bag. Oh my goodness, you guys, I love this. So you've got a pocket there, a pocket there, there, here, and here, all in one pocket, so you can keep everything separated. How wonderful is that? Well, I kind of like that idea so much that I added another glassine envelope, and I did the same thing. So you have 2 more pockets that you can place your pieces, your goodies, your things you want to save, that you want to bring your memory back to. You can journal on the glassine bag, and definitely on this coffee dyed paper right here. We've got a pocket with 2 more pieces of ephemera here. We've got another tuck spot with another type of booklet. So we've got it opens this way, it opens this way, then it opens this way, and then it opens completely this way. So there is lots of journaling space, and this piece of ephemera, this style of booklet, and it is stored right in this pocket right here. Now that brings us to how we're going to keep it closed, Kathy. How are we going to do that? Well, what I would like to do, well, wait a second, it doesn't go that way. It goes this way. Okay. So we've got our spine, and we've got another spine, and then right here, after you've folded it all up, you open up the flap, and right along here is where I want to add this strip of vintage lace. I think it would look absolutely gorgeous. This was my mother's. I have quite a bit of it, and I thought that looks beautiful on there just like that. You can still see that it's a map. I'm not going to glue it. I don't think I'll glue it completely down. I think you can still lift it up and see that beautiful map. So I'm going to use my Surebonder high temp glue gun. I get it unwound here. I've got this special tip. It came with that tip. I did not add that tip. I did sew. I folded over my edge and I sewed with my machine. And we're going to glue this. Now remember, we're gluing this after you put it all together. And this is where we're adding our decoration. Just open the flap. It's going to be right there. So with my hot glue gun, I'm going to place a line of glue. And then I'm going to place my piece of ephemera, my lace that I have here. I'm just going to pop it right down here. Sorry if my head's getting in the way. Just like that. And I'm going to lift it up, and I'm going to add just a little bit more, just to make sure that I really get it glued down well. All right, so we've got that. That's going to look fantastic. Now, I have in my little dish, someone told me that this is a bone dish. So if you had a real fancy table, maybe you were serving fish, you could put this on your table, and that's a fancy way to remove your bones from your plate. Now, I have a really nice key right here, and I added some of that specialty trim that I have over in my Etsy shop. And I added this cording. I thought the color was absolutely magnificent with this journal. And I am sorry, I cannot tell you what this cording is. I've had it for years and years when I used to make jewelry. And obviously I didn't use it very much. I have a lot left, but it's very soft and it's very pliable and it's not stiff. I love it, and I love the color. So I dug it out. And that is what we're going to use to hold our portfolio style closure. Now, this color is gorgeous, isn't it? It looks like leather, don't you think? You see it's shining because it's UV resin on there. This was this color. Yes, it's just a craft colored cardstock. 3 of these glued together, 1.5 inch punch, glued together. Then I have a second one. We put them all together, and you take your hole punch and you punch a little hole. Then you cover it with your UV resin and you cure it, and that's what you end up with. And I just thought the color was absolutely amazing on there, just like that. I also have a brad, and that's how we're going to hold it together. I have a little heart right here for a charm, and I wanted to place my little Cathy Sewing Happiness in here as well. I am going to sell, I have 2 of these little journals. I am going to have them in the shop, the restock, this Sunday. So if you would like to grab one of these for a gift, or maybe even for yourself, you guys, you know Mother's Day is coming up. We must remember that Mother's Day is coming up, and even Father's Day is coming up. So let's go ahead and pop that on there. That's a good spot for it. And then let's go back to the front, and let's add our closure. Now I want to find the middle of my flap right here. So I'm just going to place it between my grid marks, and I'm going to mark it with a pencil lightly. That's about halfway. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to get my little holder. And I bought this on Amazon, you guys. And we're going to place the single circle punch underneath the special one, whether you UV resin it or whether you just use cardstock or you stamp on it or maybe use a paper pad, however you want to do that. And we want to bind them together with the brad like that. Now I'm only going to add glue to half of my circle. Actually a little bit more than half, probably about this much is going to be glue, and this much is just going to hang over. So I just kind of have to eyeball that, and I'm going to turn it, and I want this to be this way so I get the glue on this brad to hold it in place so it doesn't have a chance of coming undone. And I'm going to add the glue on top of the brad so it gets, you know, like I said, glued in place and it's not going to come apart. And then I'm going to pop this right here, and I don't want to accidentally glue this to anything, so I'm lifting it up and pressing it down just to make sure it gets, you know, in contact with each of the sides of the paper. And then what I'm going to do is put this back. I don't need that anymore. I'm going to get my cording, whatever the heck we want to call this thing. This is why I love using a glue gun when I'm making a video, because if I had just wet glue on there, I'd have to let that dry for quite a long time. But since it is hot glue, I can go ahead and show you exactly what I'm going to do. Now, I always like to place my ribbon cording baker's twine, and I like to tie it in the direction in which I'm going to be pulling that twine, baker's twine ribbon. That's how I do it, and I'm going to tie a knot right up to that brad, and then I'm going to get my scissors and I'm going to trim it like that. So then let's go ahead and let's pull it. I'm going to pull it around twice just for the look, you know, guys, just for looking. I don't know, I just think it might look really cute. It did in my other one. I'm going to show you my other one in a minute. So I've got that. Now I'm going to leave a little bit of room just so, you know, I can't cut it too short. I get fumble fingered and then I can't tie it. Now if you're really good, you obviously don't have to give yourself that much space. But I'm going to, now how did I do this? Yeah, I just chose, I think I wrapped it around twice when I'm in my other one. Yeah, I'm going to do it twice this one too. So twice underneath, 1, 2, okay. And then placing my cording through my charm, bring it up to where it's going to be on the journal, and I'm going to just tie a knot like that and pull it so it, yeah, it looks very journal-y, very field notes journal kind of style, doesn't it? Yeah, it has that feel to it. And then I'm just going to tuck my little key right there just for it, you know, just for some added, you know, something. But you guys, I have 2 of them. I'm really happy with how these have turned out. And like I said, if you want to find out how we started this journal, because this was the very end, then I will link it right over here somewhere. It's going to pop up. Click on it. It'll take you right to the first part. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.